Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Thursday, August 15th, 2024, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORION NWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Detroit Tigers. This is the rubber match, game 3 of 3. The Mariners are trying to prevent the sweep. We need a win today. Bryce Miller on the mound. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and I'll get into the starting lineups. First pitch will be here in roughly 10 minutes. Happy Thursday morning and early afternoon, everyone. And on the thumb, on the left, we have big dumper Cal Raleigh. And on the right, we have second baseman Colt Key. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the Seattle Mariners. And I originally made a thumbnail with Julio Rodriguez on the thumb, and he went out a little bit prematurely yesterday, and they want to make sure they're evaluating his body and his leg to make sure that he's okay. So we may see him pinch hit later in the game, but he is not starting today. But at least he's not on the IL, so that's a good sign for Mariner fans. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Victor Robles. And for the Mariners to get on a good foot and get obviously onto a fast start, Victor Robles needs to get a hit at his first at-bat, or at least one out of the first 2 at-bats. But typically when he gets a single right out of the gates, that's a good sign for the Seattle Mariners. When he doesn't, usually things start to fall apart if he starts 0-3 or 0-4. So hopefully Victor can get a hit within the first 2 at-bats. Let's go Robles. Batting second, playing second base, Jorge Polanco. Try dance up, baby. Let's go. Batting third, playing left field, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. We need you, baby. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for the Mariners, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. We could really use a home run or 2 from you today. We do not want the brooms to come out on Seattle. Batting fifth, playing first base, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, welcome back to the DH spot since Julio is nursing that injury. It's JT, Justin Turner. And I think by not having Justin Turner in the lineup yesterday, it really did hurt us. And hopefully he'll be a big benefit for us today. Not that I don't want Julio to play, but we got to find a way to have Julio and Turner play at the same time. And if that means Luke Raley has to hit the bench and come in later in the game, I'm okay with that. Batting seventh, playing right field this morning, Dominic Canzone. Batting eighth, playing shortstop for Seattle, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And batting ninth, playing third base, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And on the mound for the Mariners, one of our aces, 9-7 record, ERA of 3.46. It's Miller time. It's Bryce Miller. We need a good outing just like you pitched against the Mets if we have any chance here this morning. And now let's get into the starting lineups here for the home Detroit Tigers. Leading off for the Tigers in left field, Justin Henry Malloy. Batting second, who's been the killer to the Mariners in his first 2 games back. 2 home runs in game 1, a big home run late in game number 2. It's DH, the best hitter on the Tigers, Gary Carpenter. Guy is a stud. Batting third, playing second base, Colt P. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, catching today for Detroit, Dylan Dingler. Batting fifth, playing first base for the Motor City Fly Madris. Batting sixth, playing center field, Parker Meadows. Batting seventh, playing third base, Andy Ibanez. Batting eighth, playing right field, the hero from last night, besides Gary Carpenter, Akil Badu. And batting ninth, playing shortstop for Detroit, Javier Baez. And on the mound for the Tigers with a 5-3 record, an ERA of 3.62, Alex Faedo. I see you. Faedo. Hopefully Alex won't rough us up too much here today. Alex Faedo. All right, baby. Let's go. And we're going to be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall, even though it's an early broadcast, and we always are going to shoot for 100 in the donos on every single stream. And this is going to be a must-win game for the Mariners. It's going to be tough. Tomorrow, on Paisley's birthday, we're going to have one of the best matchups of the year. You know, we obviously had George Kirby going against Tariq Skubal twice, and we know Skubal definitely did his business against us. But we have another great matchup, obviously one of the best of the year besides, you know, those matchups with George Kirby and obviously Skubal. We're going to have tomorrow Paul Skeens at home versus our ace Logan Gilbert. So, and it's going to be on Apple Plus TV at 3:30 Pacific. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go down. Skeens might end up getting 10 or 12 Ks against us, and we might end up losing 5-1, 4-1, or maybe even worse. But I'm hoping that it ends up being somewhat of a decent close game and a pitcher's duel. But we'll have to wait and see for tomorrow when we go to Pittsburgh. But today, we got to make sure we get this big win against the Tigers. We have definitely not played well against teams that are, you know, kind of in the middle of the division, in the bottom of the division. You know, since the All-Star break, we had a very good opportunity to kind of keep our lead on the Astros and the Rangers, but unfortunately we have fell behind, and now we're a couple of games back of the Astros. They keep winning, we keep losing, and we have to find a way to turn this around. DX in the building. What's good? Let's go. Marine Bean 420. Yeah, I mean, the 15-1, we had no chance against Skoo. But again, yesterday's game, we should have won that game. But again, instead of going with Andres Munoz, obviously in the ninth, after having him in the eighth, right? You know, you end up going with another pitcher. And what happened? Right down the middle. And Jimmy Garcia, you know, has probably been the guy that we trust second most to Munoz since we, you know, brought him over in the trade deadline from the Blue Jays. But he had that pitch right down the middle to Gary Carpenter, and he already hit 2 home runs the day before. If you were smart, you probably should have walked him. But again, they wanted to test Gary Carpenter, and he made us pay. So, you know, again, when you got a guy that's hot, it's okay to be able to walk a guy. But yeah, I will agree with Marine Bean. You know, yesterday's loss hurt a hell of a lot more because we had no chance against Skubal, but we should have won. We were in control with Brian Wu, and he pitched a gem, and we fucking shit the bed at the end. And Scott Service with his decision-making, not good. You know, keeping a pitcher in too long, George Kirby the night before, and then pulling a pitcher too soon, Castillo. Obviously, you know, Andres Munoz, and that's how it goes. So hopefully we'll be able to bring some energy today. Normally the Mariners don't play very good in the morning at 9 or 10 a.m., but hopefully just the pressure of that First loss, 15-1. That brutal loss yesterday where we should have probably won the game, but we lost 3-2 in extra innings in 10. We have to win this. We don't want to get swept. And again, the Tigers have been getting better since Kerry Carpenter has been back. And obviously, we know the Tigers are not a bottom feeder. They're not like the Chicago White Sox or like the A's. Again, I think a lot of people think, oh, the Tigers aren't that good. They're only a few games below 500. They're 58-63. So stop treating this team like they're 15-63 or 15-80. They're not. This team is actually pretty solid. We didn't do very good at home against this team. And again, sometimes a team just has your number. Got to find a way. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We want to try to get 20 likes within the first hour, and then obviously 30 to 50 overall. First pitch to Victor Robles. Popped up into left field, one away. Not a good sign for the Mariners when Victor gets on base right out of the gates. Usually it's a very good sign for us to be able to get some hits, RBIs, and home runs early. Hopefully he'll get something at his second at-bat. Work the count. Let's go. Batting second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Maeda on the mound. First pitch, outside, 1-0 count from Maeda to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Second pitch, outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Come on, Mariners, we need this. Did he go around? He did not. 3 balls and no strikes. Let's go. 3-0 count. 2 more likes to get to 10. Let's go, baby. .30 pitch on the corner for a strike from Maeda. Well, we played our shitty lineup on game number 1 against Scooball. Maybe that was a strategy to be able to try to win game 2 and 3. But again, if we're not going to be able to respect hitters like Kerry Carpenter and you have a suspect manager in Scott Service, you let a game go through our fingers, and we should have won yesterday based on how Brian Wu pitched, and you should have had Munoz out there for an extra inning, but again, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Service usually keeps guys in too long or pulls them too early, and the Tigers ended up getting the dub, but obviously your guys' lineup today definitely reflects a rubber match game where you guys don't have your strongest lineup. But since you guys have already won the first 2 games, you guys are playing with house money. So it doesn't really matter if you guys win this or not. I mean, for Tiger fans, if you guys win, you get the sweep, and that feels good. And obviously, us Mariner fans are desperate, and we don't want to go down with a loss because tomorrow we got Logan Gilbert and Paul Skeens, and we might get our ass kicked tomorrow. So this is a must-win game for us here. But we don't play good in the mornings, so you guys have the advantage, even though your lineup isn't that good, as far as the normal starters. But that hasn't really slowed you guys down, per se, with a lineup like that, at least not against us. So 1-0 pitch to Arasarina, chop foul, 1-1 count, MSU in the building. What's good? And obviously, it's very early for us here in the Pacific Northwest. I mean, I had to wake up, real early, 6, 7 a.m., take my pup for a long walk, and it's 10:14 right now. So, and back in the early part of the season, I would skip some of these matchups that were on at 9:30, 10, 10:30, and 11. But obviously, as we're getting into the back end of the season, I want to make sure I'm doing every single game. And my goal going into the season was trying to do about 150 out of the 162 games. And if there was 12 games that I would skip, it would either be in a really early morning game as Arasarina fouls that one back behind home plate, 1-2 count with a runner at first, or if we had like a WWE pay-per-view and then we had to do that instead. But I'm definitely on pace for, that number. So reflect with a $5. Appreciate you. I appreciate that. Like, sub, and donated. Go M's. Let's go. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. $5 holla. 95 to go to hit the goal. Appreciate you. Let me know what you want to see for photos, and I got you. I was hoping that Victor Robles could get a hit right out of the gates, kind of set the tone. When he gets a hit right at that first at-bat, we typically win the game for whatever reason, like 9 times out of 10. And lately, he hasn't been able to get hits right out of the gate. So hopefully, at the second at-bat, he'll be able to do something for us because we're going to need him. Polo at first with 1 away. Randy Arosarena in the box. Let's go, Randy. Faedo on the mound. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Alex is 5-3 with an ERA of 3.62. So we'll see what happens here today. But it's probably not going to be that easy. And hopefully our confidence isn't shaken. Julio not in the lineup today. Pitch is outside. Low and outside at the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes. But they're just being precautionary. We may see Julio pinch hit later in the game, but I doubt it. More than likely, they'll probably just give him a couple more days off. Doesn't want to, re-aggravate that high ankle sprain with all that torque in that swing, and it looked like it kind of re-aggravated it. And pitches outside, and we'll take another walk. We'll take it. There we go. We got Polo at second. We got Randy at first. I like walks. Hit my pitches and walks. When you have a problem striking out and you got the lowest batting average in baseball out of all 30 teams, you got to find ways to get on base, and maybe we'll get a bunt or 2 to help us out as well. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. We could really go for a tridents up, 3-run blast right out of the gates. That would really set the tone here today for the Mariners, and hopefully Cal will go yard this morning / early afternoon. Oh, 1 pitch from Faedo, popped up, foul. Yeah, he obviously tweaked that ankle on that leg, late in the game, and we've been DHing him because his legs are not ready to play center field. So, luckily we got Victor Robles out there, and he does a great job. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Cal Raleigh. 2 away. Nice pitch there by Faedo. Next up, first baseman Luke Raley. Come on, Luke. We're going to need you. Every single individual for this Mariner team. We need your hustle, and we're also going to need your bat. Let's go, Luke. Get it. Luke Raley, baby. Let's go. Sarah in the building. How are you? A little disappointed that Julio isn't playing, but again, I think that, we're going to be best off if we can have like Julio and Justin Turner play. But if that's the case, then that means Luke Raley isn't playing. So, while Julio rests up, we might see him later today. We might see him against Pittsburgh, against Skeens tomorrow. But hopefully Luke Raley will make the most of this opportunity, as well as Justin Turner DHing as well. And those guys are interchangeable at first base and DH. But I think I like having Justin Turner at first base more than DH, honestly. I think he plays the position better than Luke Raley, but, it is what it is. Faedo, top of the first, runners at first and second, 2 outs, 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high and outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I appreciate that. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Any type of support that we can get will be greatly appreciated. Matt's got the day off since obviously he's in Hawaii, they're in Maui, and it's only 7 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't want to have him wake up early. Figured I'd give him a day. It's the right thing to do, and then we'll grind it out. Let's go, baby. Appreciate that. Giants fan in the building. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Top of the first, 0-0 Mariners and Tigers. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Faedo, 21 pitches already here in the top of the first, and a 1-2 count to Luke Raley. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Might be able to get a little walk party started. Come on, Mariners, we need you. Top of the first, 0-0. Runners at first and second with 2 outs and a full count, 3-2 count to Luke Raley. Get the walk. Yes. Yes, sir. I like that. Bases loaded. And again, you know, losing game 1, 15-1 to Scooball, that doesn't hurt me that bad. You know, obviously it was a hard watch, but it is what it is. Yesterday's loss really hurt since Brian Wu pitched a magnificent game. And, you know, Kerry Carpenter has made us pay, and hopefully we can find a way here to capitalize. You know, there's a lot of times, even when we have bases loaded and no outs, we get nothing. Or we have bases loaded in 1 out and we get nothing, or we get 1. Hopefully we can find a way. I don't expect a grand salami, get the mustard and rye bread, and all of a sudden it's 4-0 and Justin Turner, you know, ends up being the hero. But you never know. But I'll take a single, you know, and just get 1 guy aboard, you know, to come home. You know, it doesn't have to necessarily be 4. You know, at this point, as far as Mariner fans are concerned, we'll take 1. You know, if we can just get 1 and you get the guy from third to come home, that's good enough. Now, if we can get 2 or more, that's gravy, grand salami. My life is great, but, you know, we're not going to be greedy after what's happened in the last 2 games. Come on, Justin. Pitches outside. Maybe we can end up just getting a freebie and you end up walking Justin Turner, and that will bring the runner home with a walk. Maybe that'll happen. Let's go. He's obviously losing a little bit of confidence and control. He's already at 25 pitches in. 1-0 pitch from Faedo. Pitches outside. Should have been a ball, but called strike. Should be 2-0 count, but it is 1-1. That's definitely a ball. Giving him a freebie there, a pity call. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. Better not call that a fucking strike. 5 feet off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, I saw Aaron Judge with that home run last night. And again, he might end up being the all-time home run leader when it's all said and done if he can stay healthy. Always a joy to watch a guy like Aaron Judge or like a Shohei Ohtani dominate this league. Turner pops that one foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, JT. Let's go, baby. He's got good eyes in the box, and he doesn't strike out often. You know, his percentage is about 10% lower than the average in MLB for strikeouts. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes, and that should have already been our walk home, 1-0 Mariners. If we actually had an ump that would call a game for the Mariners 50-50 with the other team, but seems like every baseball game is already going to have 5 or 6 bad calls. And if you're going to have 5 or 6, you better hope that all 5 or 6 are not against you. But you know, normally it's not like 3-3. It's usually 4-2, 5-1, and they favor usually one person. There we go! Hey, my ESP, right? Right? Hey, you know, sometimes you just got to be able to talk it into existence and say, you know what? Maybe he lost control and maybe we're just going to walk in a run, and then you just, you know, hope that it happens. The sports gods, hopefully they're listening. They heard. They got the message. 1-0 Mariners. We'll take that walk and that freebie. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Next up, right fielder Dominic Canzone. Let's go, Dom. Dom's got that power to hit a grand salami or to have a bases clearing double. He's got that in him. I'm not sure if he's going to do it here, but he's actually been decent as of late. 0-1 pitch from Faedo to Dom, swinging at some garbage. Should have took that ball right there. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now behind in the count 0-2. Let's go. I'm not going to have ESP everything, but I usually will have about 2 or 3 moments in every stream where I can kind of, you know, predict that, you know, maybe something will happen. Dom! Yes! No! Oh, I thought that was going to get through. If that one would have went through, we could have had 2-0 there, but at least we got 1. You don't want to get bases loaded, having Faedo not have any control, missing his spots, and then all of a sudden he comes out of that unscathed. And then for the mental aspect for the Mariners and our fan base, that would have been a real gut punch. and it would have, kind of carried over for more momentum for the Tigers. So, yes, it wasn't exactly what maybe some Mariner fans wanted, but I'll be honest. I'll take a 1-0, just with a walk coming in. It could have been a lot bigger, but maybe those hits will come later in the game. There we go. Good start for the Mariners, baby. Let's get it. And on the mound is our ace, 9-7 record. Probably our 5th best pitcher out of 5 in our starting rotation, which is kind of scary. 9-7 record, ERA of 3.46. It's Miller time, Bryce Miller. And hopefully he'll get some run support. If we get 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits with Bryce on the mound, we're going to win. And that typically is the case on anybody that we play. We get 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. We're the worst hitting team in baseball. We know our pitching staff is top 3. All we got to do is just get to that number. We don't need to get to 8 runs or 10 runs or 15 hits to win. Even though we are the worst hitting team in baseball and we strike out the most, but if we can just do the bare minimum that you're supposed to do in a baseball game, we're going to be in almost every game that we play in. But there is going to be the occasional ass whooping when you get a guy like Skubal on the mound, and he's torched us twice. And we got Paul Skeens tomorrow at Pittsburgh, Apple TV Plus against Logan Gilbert, another top 3 matchup of the year. We had George Kirby and Skubal twice, and now we're going to end up having another amazing matchup with Skeens at home going against our ace, Logan Gilbert. I can't wait for tomorrow. Paisley's birthday is tomorrow. All the donos tomorrow will go towards dog bones, food, treats, and anything that I can spoil Paisley Pup with. Let's go. Leading off for the Tigers in left field, Justin Henry Malloy. And if the Tigers end up losing this game, this is a lineup that is like a C or D lineup. Obviously, it's a rubber match, and a lot of times you don't have your strongest lineup 1 through 9 in. They won the first 2 games, and the Mariners kind of had the opposite. We had our worst lineup against Skubal. I don't know if they just gave up and Service was like, okay, we're going to have our best players in the lineup on games 2 and 3, thinking that we're not going to be able to beat Skubal. And even if we did have our best lineup, we were going to lose to Skubal anyways, but we wouldn't have lost 15-1. Maybe we would have put up 3, or 4, but we wouldn't have gotten blasted, I think, by that much. They still probably would have gotten, over 10, but maybe it would have been like a 12-4 game. Still an ass kicking, but but I normally don't see the Mariners putting out their worst lineup game 1. Normally it's the last game, game 3, the rubber match, or game 4. That one fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Miller to Malloy. Yeah, I mean, right now, you can argue that Brian Wu is our best pitcher right now, based on how everything is going. You got Wu, right? And you got Gilbert and Kirby, who are normally all-star level type of players. Castillo, to me, is somewhere 4th or 5th. It just kind of depends on how Bryce pitches, but Bryce is either 4th or 5th. I mean, him and Castillo are kind of interchangeable, but definitely the top 3 are Kirby, Gilbert, and Wu. But Wu looks like he's the best pitcher on the team right now. The only thing that, is really on him is he gets injured a little bit more often than we would like. And I'm still waiting for my boy Durangelo from the draft to get developed. And once we get him, he can pitch from the left side and the right side, the draft pick from the Mariners this year from Mississippi State. It would be amazing to be able to see him pitch from the left side in the first inning, right side from the second inning, and then alternating back and forth, for 6 innings. That would be like the ultimate game changer, but we're probably not going to see Durangelo for, a few years, but you never know. Pitches high and outside, 1-0 count, 1 away. Next up is Kerry Carpenter. We got to make sure that Malloy doesn't get going early and often. Kerry, the MVP, 2 home runs in his first game back. On game number 1 with Skubal, late home run heroics against, one of our better closer, bullpen guys in Jimmy Garcia. But if you ended up looking at where that pitch was thrown, it was right down the middle. And again, if you're going to throw it right down to the middle, to their best hitter, he will make you pay. And he's been very good since he's come back from the injury. Pitch is low at the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike. Come on, Bryce. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Kerry Carpenter. Come on, Bryce. Let's go, baby. We need 6 solid innings out of you. We need you to pitch like you did against the Mets, okay? It feels like you're going to get the run support today since the Tiger lineup isn't the strongest. But you never know. You know, we've already lost the first 2 games, but it seems like the Mariners are focused out there, even though it's an early start. And getting a run early is definitely ideal. When we know we're in trouble and we're about to get swept, we don't even get a run until like the 6th or 7th inning. So getting a run in the first inning was huge. Popped up and out by Kerry Carpenter. But again, there's still a lot of game left to be played. Next up, an up-and-coming lefty, second baseman, Colt Keith. And he makes an appearance on the thumb as well. Wanted to make sure I switched it up and got a few good different players on there. Colt Keith on the thumb today. We had Screwball on Monday. And my boy Parker Meadows in center field yesterday. Pitch low at the knees to Colt Keith for a strike. Should have been called ball. 0-1 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. And hopefully we'll be able to get 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. And it's really been helping the numbers on the stream with that participation. And then hopefully we'll get anywhere somewhat close to the dono goal. Hopefully today we're at 5:95 to go. Let's go, baby. Chopper up the middle. Bryce, throw to first. Turner is there. Or Luke Rayleigh is there, excuse me. 2 away, 3 away. Let's go. All right, we're 4 likes away from 20. We're at 16. We got about half of the people in the room that have done it. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. It'll help us with the algorithm and the metrics, and it'll also be for recommendations for people that are looking for baseball to watch this morning. It really does help. End of the first, 1-0, Seattle. Anything that you want to be able to see photo-wise, let me know, and I got you. Reflect. Nice job by Bryce Miller, not giving up anything early. Let's go, baby. Set the tone. It's Miller time. Next up for the Mariners in the top of the second, shortstop Dylan Moore. Batting second, playing third base, Hollywood Josh Rojas. And batting third, center fielder Victor Robles. And hopefully he'll get a hit at this at-bat. But again, normally when Victor gets a hit right out of the gates, it trickles down to hitter number 2, hitter number 3, hitter number 4. And lately, in the last couple games, you know, he hasn't been able to get going, but maybe this second at-bat, he'll be able to get a single and start a little bit of a rally if we can get Demo as well as Rojas on the board. Let's go. PJ in the building. What's good? Munoz should have played him longer, you know, and it's just tough, man, especially when you have your starting pitcher play so well and then Wu doesn't get rewarded with the win at the end. It just, you know, it's just tough, man. You know, it's hard to put into words, you know, when you watch this team, you know, game in and game out for a 162 game season. You know, Pacific Northwest fans are built a little bit different. We go through a lot more heartache and pain than a lot of other franchises do. You know, we had a run of 20 years of not making the playoffs. There's a lot of fans that would just give up, you know, and, you know, we get it. You know, our ownership isn't really the greatest. We get it, you know, but a lot of our fans are going to, you know, participate and support as if we were going to the playoffs 20 years in a row instead of just, you know, not making it for 20 years. So, good facts. And hopefully they'll be able to manage Andres Munoz a little bit better, but should have had him. I mean, we've had a couple, you know, opportunities for 5-out saves where he came in the 8th and finished the 9th. But again, you can definitely tell right now, you know, obviously being the number 1 strikeout team, we have the lowest batting average out of any team in baseball. Yes, right? But also, you know, with those stats come into mind, we've added Arasarina, Victor Robles, Justin Turner, Julio's back, even though he's out today, more than likely. JP is about a week or 2 away, right? The big thing is the bullpen. You know, we have to be able to find a way to figure out what combination of guys that can pitch for us that can be reliable. And really right now, you know, we got one guy. the closer, and everyone else is very iffy. Sometimes, Austin Vogt will be good. Trent Thornton will be good. Sauce hasn't been good as of late. You got a lot of these guys. Jimmy Garcia, normally good, lost the game for us yesterday. So I'm hoping we can figure it out. Big swing and a miss as Maeda enters the game. They said, enough of this pitcher. We don't want to see you anymore. And we'll see what Maeda does here against the Mariners. It might be a little bit more difficult now since Maeda went out of the matchup. They said, we've seen enough of you. You can't pitch. And here comes Maeda. Big swing and a miss there for Demo Dylan Moore. Next up is Hollywood Josh Rojas. Chop foul by Rojas. Popped up. Easy out there. Out number 2 to Hollywood Josh Rojas. See if I can find a good Maeda photo for the Tiger fans. Next up is Victor Robles with 2 outs. Top of the second, 1-0 Seattle. Drops that one foul behind in the count 0-1. All right, I found a decent one of Maeda for the Tiger fans. Bunt attempt. Ooh, baby. At least someone is getting my messages out there. All right, Maeda, I see you. I'll get a couple other photos of you as we go through the broadcast. I think I'm situated now. Pitch is high at the head. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Victor Robles. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Victor. We need you. One-two pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brendan in the building. What's good? PJ in the building. What's good? I'm doing good. Pitch is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And even if Maeda ended up being a starter and now is a bullpen guy and he got demoted, it can't get any worse than what we saw in the first inning, with all those walks, right? So you would assume it will be a little bit better with Maeda on the mound. And there goes Victor Robles. 1, 2, 3. So he might have been demoted, but he's better than obviously the starter. All right, Kenta, I see you. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning. 1-0 Mariners. Too blurry for me. I can find at least one more decent one of them. Is there a decent one? Let's see. This one looks promising. All right, let's see if this one formats and fits the screen. There we go. That one's blurry too. That one didn't format either. Looks like we're just going to stick with this one for now. All right, let's see who's up next here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 Mariners. Next up for the Tigers, catcher Dylan Dingler. Batting second, first baseman Bly Madris. And batting third, center fielder in the 6 hole, Parker Meadows. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. It's the most important thing you can do every single day that you wake up. You know, addiction, depression, anxiety, I've gone through those things. Some of y'all have been going through those things currently or have in the past. So make some minor adjustments to your daily routine. Exercise a little bit more, eat a little healthier, listen to music, spend time with friends and family. And if you do these basic things, it'll help you get out of the darkness a little bit quicker and win the day. But you got to hold yourself accountable and push a little bit. It's not everyone's ideal thing to get out there and go for a walk or a run, every day or every other day. But if you do push a little bit, you will be rewarded. Obviously, you look good, you feel good, you play good. They told you that in sports with Deion Sanders, and the same thing relays with mental health. If you make the effort, you can get out of that darkness a lot quicker. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Mariners. Little dribbler. Dingler, throw to first to Luke Raley. 1 away. Down goes Dingler. Next up, first baseman, Bly Madris. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. We need 3 more to get to 20, and about half of the people in the room have smashed the like button so far. Bottom of the second, 1-0 Seattle, 1 away. Bryce Miller with a 0-1 count to Madris. That's outside, 1 ball and 1 strike from Bryce Miller. One pitch from Miller to Madris. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's go, Bryce. 9-7 record, ERA at 3.46. We need this dub. 2-1 pitch. On the corner for a strike, but called ball. This ump is terrible. He's already got 3 calls against us already. None for the Tigers, or maybe 1 for the Tigers so far and 3 for the Mariners. Going against us, 3-1 count. Big swing and a miss. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Yes. Would you put Bryce over Castillo? Would you put Bryce as the 4th best pitcher right now and then have Castillo 5th? Or would you have Castillo 4th and Miller 5th? I mean, based off record, Bryce has got a better record than Castillo. I mean, a lot of the guys are going to be floating around 500 or under 500. Lack of run support is a killer. Popped up, 2 away. But I mean, hell, if Luis Castillo is our 5th best pitcher, the chances are we're pretty fucking good, with what's going on. If he's not as reliable as maybe some of the others, but everyone goes through their moments, because again, Wu looks like he's the best right now. Kirby got fucked up against Skubal, but we know Kirby normally will, play much better than what we saw. Same thing with Logan Gilbert. Gilbert and Kirby pitch like all-stars. Wu is amazing this year. He might be the best pitcher overall, at least right now. And then obviously the back end guys are Castillo and Miller. And those guys are very hit or miss. When they're on, they're on. But when they're off, they're really off. But you could say that for any of the 5 guys. Yeah, and Castillo started off the year 0-4. So he has been a hell of a lot better than those first 4 losses. And, you normally don't see your number 1 pitcher at the time start off the year 0-4. In my recent memory, I don't remember ever seeing a pitcher go 0-4 that has been a pitcher's number 1, on their particular team. But, at least he's battling and trying to get, to a decent record in ERA. 0-2 pitch. Miller to Meadows. Got him. Yes, sir. Nice job, Bryce. But I think that most Mariner fans have more confidence in Wu, Gilbert, and Kirby, and not as much confidence in Castillo and Miller. It's not like they're bad. It's just, we know how that goes. It depends on, how they look in the first couple innings. And usually, if we play terrible, we're going to give up 1 to 4 runs in the first 2 innings. And if we can get past the second inning and we don't give up 1 to 4 runs, there's a very good possibility that the starter will go 6 innings, maybe even 7. But if we end up giving up 1 to 4 in the first 2 innings, that usually is a recipe for disaster. But at least so far, so good. All right, next up for the Mariners here in the top of the 3rd inning, 0-0 with a run and a base on ball, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Batting second, left fielder with a walk as well, a base on ball, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. And batting third, 0-1 with a K, catcher big dumper, Cal Raleigh. I would love a home run today, and he feels like he's due for a home run, big dumper. So, again, we could have used that home run yesterday. That would have been amazing, but, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But maybe Cal can come up big here this morning. We need you, Cal. He says, I got you, O-Dog, no problem. One of the only players on the team that can actually hit more than 1 home run in a game and can hit it from the left side or the right side. Britt in the building, how are you? Missed you. Hope you're doing well. And I know you saw the news with the Austin Dillon, being penalized by wrecking Logano and Hamlin, and that's the right thing to do. You got to be able to penalize a guy like that. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We got 30 plus in the room. We got 17 likes. We need 3 more by 13 minutes, and then we'll be at 20. And then obviously we want to shoot for 30 to 50 overall. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. It'll really help us out here with the algorithm and the metrics. Oh, no worries. Top of the 3rd, 1-0 Seattle. In the box is our boy, Jorge Polanco. A very love-hate relationship. The only Mariner player in the last probably 10 to 15 years that got booed for about a month. But since the booing has stopped, his defense has gotten much better. Offense is starting to get back on track, and he's starting to look like the player that we paid, the money to. And you pay a guy $10-11 million a year, for him and Mitch Garver, we expect results. We don't want you to be a liability in the box or a liability on defense. And Garver still hasn't figured it out, but at least Polo has. So at least we can be happy about that. 1-2 pitch from Maeda to Polo. Pitch is low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We got to make sure that we rough up Kenta as much as we can. I had to switch up the bandana today, too, I'm going to throw the Griffey jersey on, any type of good juju that come our way. Popped up. You didn't like the penalty? Well, I mean, when you wreck 2 guys right before the finish, and then if that's going to be rewarded to be able to get your win to go to the playoff, I don't know. Again, if he didn't do it like that, then everything would have been good. But when you wreck 2 people, like on the last lap to be able, intentionally wreck them so that way you can get past them to win the race and you're desperate. Because if Austin Dillon doesn't win a race, he's not in. And he was so low in the points, there was no way that he was going to get there, and that was the only way that he thought that he probably was going to be able to get into the playoffs. So, and I get it, racing, there's going to be bumping and there's going to be wrecks and whatnot, but when you're intentionally wreck guys on the last lap, 2 of them, I mean, he might have been able to get away with it if it was just one guy, if it was just Joey Logano or just Denny, but since he did 2, I think that was kind of the last straw for him. He still gets to win, but obviously doesn't get the automatic entry to the playoffs. He'll have to win another race to do that. And he got docked points, and a couple guys ended up getting fines and suspended. So, but it's not like Dylan was going to win, the NASCAR Cup Series championship this year, But that's NASCAR, I guess, for you. Top of the third, 1-0 Mariners, 1 out, 1-2 pitch to Randy Arozarena. True, but when's the last time we seen a guy wreck 2 guys on the last lap? That's my thing, It's like I've seen you wreck 1 guy, but have we seen, someone wreck 2 in the last lap? I don't think so. Not this year. Not to my knowledge. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But normally they, leave that alone and they let the guy, get the points and, make the playoff. Three balls and 2 strikes for Maeda to Randy Arozarena. Yeah. Mulberry in the building. What's good? Top of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see on how they call some of the wrecks, as we get closer to the playoffs. 3-2 pitch. Arozarena chops that one foul behind the plate. Count remains 3-2. How was your trip to the beach a couple days ago? Was it nice? How was the weather when you went to the beach? Three-two pitch from Maeda to Arozarena. Popped up. Should be a routine play. Malloy is there. That wind was blowing that ball in. 2 away. Arozarena flied out to left. Come on, Randy. Next up, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. 0 for 1 with a K. And hopefully you can bring the electricity for a home run this afternoon. Let's go, big dumper. That's true. I will agree to that. That is true. Top of the third, 1-0 Mariners with 2 outs. Maeda to big dumper, pitches outside, 2 balls and no strikes. We're at 5:95 to go to hit the Dono goal, and then we're a few likes away from hitting the first hour goal of 20. Two more to get to 20. Let's get there. It really does help. That one chopped foul, 2 balls and 1 strike. Okay, good. Glad you had a good time. 2-1 pitch from Maeda to big dumper. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 1 strike. A great count for a solo blast right here to make the game 2-0. Let's go, big dumper. Usually the home runs for Cal, sometimes you'll get 1 early and 1 late. Definitely late inning heroics. 3-1 pitch. Cal crushes that one. Foul. He can get home runs in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. But every once in a while, we'll get a home run out of him in the first 4 innings. Not sure if it's going to happen here, but it would be awesome if it did. We can use all the run support we can get after losing these first 2 games in the series. We have to win this. This is must win. You know, we got Logan Gilbert going to Pittsburgh against Paul Skeens, one of the best pitchers that we've seen this year as a rookie. 3-2 pitch. Cal. Back, all the way to the wall and caught. Let's go to the bottom of the third inning, 1-0 Seattle. Maybe next time at bat. It's okay, Cal. I still love you. See who's up next here for the Tigers. Next up for the Tigers in the 7-hole, third baseman Andy Ibanez. Where's Raul? Batting 8th, playing right field, Akil Badu, the hero yesterday. And batting 9th, shortstop, Javier Baez. Go, baby. Yes, I did. Is that the one where they had the little kid that ended up designing the car, and then they're going to use that for the Atlanta race? I believe I saw, if that's the one that you're talking about. You know, it's always cool when you can end up doing things for charity, or, you know, you end up having a fan, you know, a young kid come up with a design. And obviously, you know, it's not going to be like a peak design like Napa know-how, or the Coca-Cola design. Obviously, when you have a kid's drawing on there, but I think it's kind of cool, you know, that you can end up, you know, having to get the kids and some of the fans involved, you know, for a good cause too. So hopefully it'll end up, you know, giving him that extra oomph to be able to get into the winner's circle. I would love to see Chase win another race before we get to the playoff, but there is a good possibility that he'll win a race in the playoff. But how many races will he win? You know, you're going to have to win a couple if you want to be the champion. And I'm not sure if he'll be able to do it this year, but, you know, we'll find out. You know, again, he definitely is one of the contenders, obviously missing the playoff last year, and hopefully he can get back on track this year. And we already know he isn't from Atlanta, so obviously he does well there. You know, Bill will be in attendance, and I'm definitely excited to see where the rest of the season goes for sure. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Seattle. No hits for either team so far, but we ended up getting a walk. Turner walk, Polo scored, and we have a 1-0 lead. In the box for Detroit, Andy Ibanez. No relation to Raul. I miss Raul Ibanez. He was a baller. 0-1 pitch from Bryce to Ibanez. On the corner for a strike, behind in the count 0-2. Yeah, much better than last year with the accident that he had. You know, obviously with the snowboarding, skiing accident with the winter activities. But he likes extreme sports, so, and I know a lot of those NASCAR guys do. You know, they like that adrenaline rush, you know, so if they're not in the car, they got to be able to do something that, you know, gets the blood pumping, you know, that excitement, that adrenaline. 1-2 pitch from Miller to Ibanez. Pitch is high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But I can't wait until we get to the point where he's winning like 4 or 5 races, or if he ends up having an explosion year when he wins like 8, 9, or 10, you know, just like him and his boy Kyle there on Hendrick Motorsports. You know, I'm not sure if we're going to see that anytime soon, where someone wins 10 and just dominates, but it happens every couple years. You know, but it seems like it's a little bit more well-rounded of a field this year. Not one single individual is really pulling away. There's about 5 or 6 that could win it all this year. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners. Bryce Miller, 29 pitches in. 2-2 pitch to Ibanez. Let's go Mariners. 2-2 pitch for Miller. Got him, baby! Let's go. Nice punch out. That's what I'm talking about. Mariner Moose is out. We like that. Nice job, Bryce. Next up for the Tigers, the hero yesterday with the game-winning RBI, right fielder Akil Baddoo. It's been a combination of Skubal, Parker Meadows, Kerry Carpenter, and then obviously Baddoo yesterday. And hopefully we can find a way, even if we only end up winning 1-0 or 2-1, we have to find a way to win. Gilbert and Skeens tomorrow in Pittsburgh. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be just like it was against Skubal. So, and when we played with Skubal, we had George Kirby and we got fucked up twice. So this is a must-win game. But Bryce is doing his job. Behind in the count for Baddoo, 0-2 count. Pitch is low at the knees, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We just approached the 1 hour mark. Let's see where we're at. Did we end up getting to the 20 likes? We got to 22. Thank you guys. I appreciate it very much. Half of the people in the room have smashed the like button so far. We're waiting on the other half. We got 23 likes. We have 40 plus in the room, 43. We need 7 more to get to 30. We want to get to 30 to 50 overall, and that really does help the analytics and the metrics. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go to hit the goal. Tomorrow is Paisley's birthday, so anything that we get dono-wise today and tomorrow will go towards her birthday celebration. 1-2 pitch from Miller to Baddoo. Chop that one towards first base, foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, and I saw, obviously, he was having beef with the new, head coach, and he walked off a couple times. And I kind of had a feeling when you see that in practice or training camp or dual practices or even a single practice with just Patriot players and the coaches, it's usually a tall tale sign, big swing and a miss, got him. That they are usually going to move that player. And and obviously that's one of the best defenders on your team. And now going to the Falcons, they don't have defense, and now they get a premier defender. Tough. I feel for you. Next up, Javier Baez. Akil Baddoo strikes out Bryce. I see you, baby. Keep wheeling and dealing. I like it. Bottom of the third, 1-0 Mariners with 2 outs, 1-0 count to Javier Baez. Baez right in front of Arasarena. Nice single there for Baez. Top 5 in strikeouts in the last 5 years out of any player. But every once in a while, Baez will show that, hey, I might not be the same player that I was on the Cubs, when they ended up winning the World Series. But, every once in a while, he'll end up getting a good base knock. And there it is. In the 9-hole, Javi Baez right in front of Randy Arasarena. Had no chance at that ball. Next up, left fielder, top of the order, Justin Henry Malloy. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, Judge is insane. Him and Ohtani are just on another planet compared to everybody else. There's a lot of other good players, solid players. Bobby Witt Jr. having a great season as well. Throw to first. Got him. Wow. Hollywood Josh Rojas. And in game number 1, he had like 4 errors. He didn't get credited for any, but he fucked up multiple times. Yesterday, he had 1 fuck up and then had an amazing throw. And there is the Hollywood Josh Rojas that I like to see at third base. He had an awesome barehanded grab to first that ended up ending an out for us. And then there we get another one. Great defensive gem out of my boy, Hollywood Josh Rojas. Let's go. Nice job. End of the third inning, 1-0 Mariners. And hopefully the bat will light up a little bit for my boy Hollywood. Next up for the Mariners here in the top of the 4th, 0-for-0 with a base on ball. First baseman, Luke Raley. Batting second, 0-for-0 with an RBI base on ball. DHing for Seattle, it's JT Justin Turner. Let's go, JT. We love you. And batting third, 0 for 1, right fielder, Dominic Canzone. And Dom feels to me like, he will be able to get a base knock. I don't know if he'll homer today, but it feels like he's connecting with the baseball pretty well in his last few opportunities when he's gotten a chance to play. He's not an everyday player, and maybe Dom can give us some magic in this matchup. Let's go. 1-0 Mariners. Yes, very brash. And also, too, when you get a player that is just as old, a coach that was a player that is just about the same age as the players, sometimes it's going to be a hard thing for some of the guys to respect a coach that is in similar age to the players. And unfortunately, Judon now is on the Falcons. And, but again, would you rather have, a really good player be disgruntled and not, play to his best of his abilities and be like a distraction? Rayleigh gets hit in the leg, goes to first, and again, even if it is a distraction, a player of that caliber you want to have on your team. But it kind of seems like if he would have stayed, that it would have ruined the locker room even more than it is right now. So, sometimes you got to get rid of a bad egg if it's not a fit anymore. And I guarantee Judon has had his moments with Belichick, but, he wouldn't have done what he did, against the new head coach for sure. Luke Rayleigh hit on the knee. Hopefully he's okay. He's at first, though. Next up, our boy, Justin Turner. Let's go, JT. Right. But sometimes, it's hard for those players to do that. I mean, some players are entitled. Some players, feel that they, deserve special treatment. And Judon has been arguably the best player on the Patriots for years after, the absence of Gronk and Brady and obviously now Belichick transitioning. But Judon, you could say, has been the best player, offense or defense, on the team for the last couple years. So very tough, but hopefully things will, it's going to be a long year. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. It's going to be a long, hard, tough year for Patriot fans, but hopefully something good will come out of it down the road. Now, it would have been nice if they could have been able to hash it out. But again, when you get a coach, that was a player and then a player that are around the same age, roughly, it's going to be very hard for people to see eye to eye, especially if you have two alphas chirping at each other. A lot of times it's going to end up to swearing, maybe throwing blows, and maybe something happened where maybe Judon pushed him or Mayo pushed Judon. And it got physical and it's not reported, and that's why he's out. Because if it's just yelling and screaming and swearing, you can get past that. JT, double play, over his head at first. Runner is out at second, but Justin Turner safe at first. Next up, right fielder Dominic Canzone, 0 for 1. Hopefully he can go 1 for 2. Let's go, Dom. I mean, for Patriots fans, they're going to be pissed. And I wish they would have been able to work that out, because that was like one of the last players you could look forward to watching. And as far as Atlanta is concerned, they don't have a defense. So they ended up inheriting, one of the better defensive players pretty much for nothing, based off the compensation. So Dom popped up to right field. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, shortstop Dylan Moore. Or maybe it was on purpose, Britt, and he just wanted an exit. He just wanted to be able to cause problems to get out of there, to misbehave and walk off practice and, argue with Mayo just so that maybe that the team would trade him. And he got his wish. Maybe that was the plan all along, knowing that the Patriots are no longer contenders. And now you go to a team in Atlanta, where you may be able to win the division. You don't really know how they're going to play this year, but it'll be a 3-team race with the Bucks, Saints, and Falcons for sure. Panthers in last. JT to second. There we go. How are you doing, PJ? Go Mariners. Justin Turner gets a free bag as that wild pitch goes behind the bag for Maeda. Let's go, Demo. Yeah, but maybe it wasn't about the money anymore. Popped up, and that is out number 3. Yeah. Sometimes, teams want to play, for, obviously a Lombardi or a playoff berth. Other guys, they just want to get paid. It kind of really just depends on where they're at in their career, starting off, in the middle of their career, or if they're trying to get their last bag and they're trying to get their last payday, or if they just, want to change the scenery. So there's nothing really positive that we can say about it. Atlanta got a gem and a stud, and hopefully the Patriots will be able to, I guess the best case scenario for the Patriots is that maybe now you lose more games, and that way you might be able to get like the number 1 pick in the draft, and maybe you can end up, getting some good draft picks and figuring out a rebuild. Maybe that's the only thing positive that's going to come out of it, that instead of winning 4 games, maybe you win 2 now, and then you end up, getting the first pick in the draft. And if there's someone better, at quarterback than Drake May, or if there's, an amazing offensive lineman or a defensive player that could, kind of solidify the defense and take over where Judon left, maybe that will be a blessing in disguise. Because it's not like you guys are going to win a whole lot of games anyways. You are probably going to win, best case scenario, 4 to 7 games. Worst case scenario, 1 to 3 games. So, it is what it is, but, I know you're still going to watch your team, so. Yeah. Brady pretty smart, though. And a 3rd-round pick is usually pretty good, because a lot of times when you see those moves, it ends up being a 4th, a 6th, a 7th. So to get a 3rd is really good compensation. And again, not every third round player is going to be a starter or a Pro Bowl or All Pro, but you can get a solid player and a steal in the 3rd round for sure. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Mariners. Bryce, I see you. Nice job so far. First pitch to Kerry Carpenter for a strike. 0-1 count. Got to be very careful. Kerry can, open this game open real quick. One swing, and the game could be tied. Yeah. But no one can take those memories away of Tom and Rob and Bill. Bottom of the 4th, 1-0 Mariners. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss for Kerry Carpenter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Appreciate that for the smash of the like button, my guy. Appreciate you. Lauren in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. My lead mod has got the day off. He's in Hawaii. So if you could do your boy a solid and smash that like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. We want to get to 30 to 50 overall. And we're at 5 on the dono train, 95 to go. Big swing and a miss for Kerry Carpenter. 1 away. Baez with 1 hit so far. Crazy. Next up, second baseman, Colt Keith. Lauren with the like and share on the post. Thank you so much. Big swing and a miss. Yeah, Belichick wasn't going to be able to save that team. After, Tom left and Rob left, like I said, the whole vibes were different. And obviously to win the championship, it was a combination, of both. You had to have a good coach and obviously having one of the best quarterback tight end combos of all time. We got Mahomes and Kelsey now, but before that it was Brady and Gronk, right? But then Brady was able to walk away and win a championship with, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, and Gronk was there as well. So, Brady showed that, he still had it, even at his age. But obviously now, as you transition from one piece to the next piece, having Bill still there would be much better than Mayo for sure. Even if you're losing games, at least you have that, presence on the sideline where he's going to, make sure that people are going to stay disciplined, even if some of the players are going to, have it go one ear out the other. But at least it's, who he is. He's got the reputation of a champion. And then now, there's all those pieces that built those championships are no longer there. Definitely a big rebuild. Bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Mariners with 2 away. Next up is Dylan Dingler. 0-1 pitch. That one popped behind the plate, foul, behind the count, 0-2. I mean, both teams are playing like shit right now. Obviously, the Tigers have their C-D lineup, the rubber match lineup. Mariners had their C-D lineup in game number 1 against Skubal and have a better lineup yesterday and today. Got him! There we go. But this is definitely not what anyone anticipated. 1 hit all game, and we have a run, and it was based off walks, and they ended up getting a walk to come home from third. So I don't know if I've seen a game play out like this so far this season, but we're ahead 1-0, so I guess I'll take it. Nice job, Bryce Miller. And at least Bryce isn't playing like shit. He's actually having a pretty good game. 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks, 6 Ks. Nice job, Bryce. And you guys had Faedo, and he only pitched an inning, but had the 4 walks. They said, see you later, brought in Maeda, and Maeda has done well. So. All right, let's go to the top of the 5th inning. 1-0 Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K, center fielder Victor Robles. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a run and a base on ball, second baseman Jorge Polanco. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a base on ball, left fielder Randy Arosarena. Let's go, Randy. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. And like I mentioned multiple times on the stream, make sure you guys are taking care of your mental health. Addiction, depression, anxiety, these are things that are not easy to deal with. But if you make some minor adjustments in your daily routine, recognize your triggers and what makes you angry and sad, and you actually put in a little bit of effort to exercise, eat healthier, listen to music, spend time with your pets and your friends, you can come out the other side a little bit quicker, and you can be your normal self and win the day. Let's go, baby. Mariners, Tigers, top of the 5th, 1-0 Seattle. All right, 6 more likes to get to 30. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. Thank you so much. 5 more likes to 30. We're at 25. 5 more to go. Yeah, but also too, Brett, that if Gronk stayed, it's not like the team was going to make the playoffs. After Brady left, even if Gronk stayed and everyone stayed but Brady, it wouldn't have really mattered. The team might have been able to still win a couple more games just because Gronk is a playmaker, and they would have been able to go to him regardless of who the quarterback was. But the overall vibe wouldn't have been the same team without Brady. And obviously Brady and Gronk are just like Mahomes and Kelsey. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You know, when you got a combination like that, it's impossible to stop. Top of the fifth, 1-0 Mariners. Maeda on the mound. 1-2 count to Hollywood Josh Robles. But I understand, you know, there wasn't a whole lot left after those guys transitioned and left. Nobody was going to win with that team. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Come on, Josh. Let's go, baby. We need your defense, but we need your bat. Let's go. Pitch on the corner. Should have been strike 3 for Maeda, but called ball. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Another bad call by this ump. I think he's up to about 7 now. Maybe 4 bad calls for the Mariners, 3 for the Tigers now, but it's pretty common. 3-2 pitch. Got him. Nice punch out by Maeda. Nice job, Kenta. Next up for the Mariners, Victor Robles. Let's go, Victor. True, but who would you rather have playing today? Wouldn't you rather have Vierling and Urshela playing today? You know, even if Ibanez has a better batting average, you know, Vierling is a gamer. Urshela went like 4 for 4 a couple games ago in that Scooball game. So, again, you know, he might have a better batting average, but still, you know, as far as vibe and getting the best players in the lineup, you know, and Vierling usually is going to bat 1 through 5, somewhere in there. And then, you know, Gio is usually in the cleanup spot, you know, if they got a strong lineup. So, you know, you want to have your best guys out there. But you guys won the first 2 games, so you guys are playing with house money right now. Robles. There we go. Go, Victor. Slams on the brakes. Nice double by Victor Robles. There we go. Nice job, Victor. You needed that. That's my boy. Ready to bring that electricity, baby. Nice job, Victor. Next up, second baseman, Jorge Polanco. Yeah, but, you know, we had Bruce Arians and then picked up AB. But, again, we already had, you know, a championship type of team. We were just missing a couple pieces, including quarterback, you know. And, you know, it was very possible that, you know, if Brady would have, you know, came there and not won the championship, that could have also happened, you know. But, again, we had a good offensive line. But really what was the difference is in that draft where we brought Brady and Gronk and, you know, had Bruce Arians and brought over fly like a butterfly, sting like AB, even though he's got CTE now. The drafting of Kristen Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr., 2 of the best in their positions on the offensive line and safety, that was really the main difference, you know, with Devin White and Levante David and all the rest of the pieces that we had. You know, it's a team game, you know, and you need all the players. And it wasn't just all Brady, you know. But it does show you, you know, how good Brady was, that, you know, he could go to a new team and win it all in his first year. Not many guys could do that. There we go. Stolen bag to third by Victor Robles. Let's go. Hell yeah. Nice job. 13 for 13 with stolen bags. And again, normally when he plays well, he comes right out of the gates with a hit to get us going. And it hasn't been that way in the last couple games, but I figured he'd find a way to make an impact because we're going to need someone to. And I'm happy that we have Victor Robles. It's a godsend. You know, after Julio went down with the injury, we had a player come in and play like a Julio, or even better. You know, Victor Robles was putting up top 10 stats out of any player in baseball since we got him. So, very nice to be able to see Victor Robles contribute to this Mariner team while Julio is still nursing the injury with that high ankle sprain. Top of the fifth, 1-0 Mariners. We got a runner at third. We are threatening now, finally. It took us half the game to get someone here, and we got to walk with Polo. Runners on the corners now. Let's go. First walk for Kenta Maeda. Has actually pitched a pretty good game coming in. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Let's go, Randy. Good vibes by Victor and Randy. And I feel like the personalities of Julio, Randy Arozarena, and Victor Robles, they all mesh together. You know, it's like three guys that could be best buddies, you know, no fly zone. And I just can't wait for everyone to be healthy out there in the outfield. Pitch right down the middle to Arozarena. Behind in the count 0-1. Nice pitch by Maeda. Runners on the corners on first and third. One out. We have a good opportunity here to make it 2-0. I don't expect Randy to hit any home runs. You know, he's not really that type of player, you know, but he can definitely get singles. Little blooper, not deep enough though. Victor pumps on the brakes. 2 away. All right, here it is. Good opportunity here in the top of the fifth. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And hopefully he'll end up hitting a home run here to make it 4-0 Mariners, or at least an RBI to make it 2-0 Mariners. We want to make sure we're getting as close to 4 as possible, because if we're at 1-3, you know, our record is terrible. You know, when we get 1-3 runs, our record is like 4 wins and 40 losses plus. So we have to find a way to get more than 1-3 runs, and maybe we can do it right here. Let's go, big dumper. Let's go, Cal, my boy. The MVP for the Seattle Mariners in 2024, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch is high and outside, 1-0 count. Struck out and flied out to center at his first 2 at-bats. One of my favorite players on the team, if not my favorite player. I love catchers. They're underrated like offensive linemen in football, and I like guys that are underrated and underappreciated. Pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 count. But obviously, love me some Julio, love me some Cal. You know, JP is great. You know, you got George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu. I mean, I don't even have like a top 5 list for the Mariners. It's like a top 10. 1-1 pitch, chop foul, behind the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Come on, baby, let's go. Let's go, Cal. Try dance up. Top of the fifth, 1-0 Mariners. Runners on the corners at first and third with 2 outs. Maeda, 64 pitches in. 1-2 pitch. Wow. Right to the first baseman, lined out. And a missed opportunity for the Mariners, and the Tigers get out of that jam. 1-0 Seattle. Tough. But I guess it's been that kind of game for us today. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll see who's up next here for the Tigers. Lots of Cal's damage hits are in the 7th inning and beyond, and it looks like we're going to have to wait. If we do get a home run or a big hit, we might have to wait till then. All right, we're 6 likes away, 5 likes away from 30. If you haven't smashed the like button just yet, please do. We got at least 12 people in the room that haven't smashed the like button yet. All we need is 5 of those 12, and then we'll be at 30, and then we can be on the next goal. It'd be greatly appreciated, and we're at 5, 95 to go on the Dono train. Let's see who's up next here for the Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 1, first baseman, Bly Madris. Batting second, 0 for 1 with a K, center fielder, Parker Meadows. Love his game. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a K, third baseman, Andy Ibanez. Best nickname in sports, baby. Big dumper. check up on my pup here real quick. Give me 1 sec. All right, I'm back. Just wanted to make sure my pup was doing good. She's chilling on the couch, waiting to spend time with Dad, anticipating her birthday ice cream tomorrow, and a bunch of goodies. First pitch from Bryce Miller to Madris is fouled off towards first base. 0-1 count. Come on, Mariners. Dig deep, baby. Can't get swept. And we've been good, in preventing the sweep. We've been very, very close. I mean, the last time that we played the Tigers, we went down to the last strike, and then we ended up getting some late inning heroics by Mitch Haniger. So, but today, it's a different story. 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. I got an American Staffy, so it's kind of like a pity, but not as aggressive. And sometimes they'll have pitties and American Staffies that breed together and whatnot. Changed my life forever. I don't even know if I would be here without her. So big strikeout for Bryce Miller. Seven Ks for our boy Bryce Miller. It's Miller time, baby. Mariner Moose loves it. Nice job. Keep it moving, Bryce. Good outing for you. Next up, center fielder Parker Meadows, who looks like he's 7 feet tall in the box, even though he's 6'5". He's got a good eye in the box. He's a good defender, up-and-coming player for Detroit. And since I've been able to watch him in these two series against the Tigers, I definitely will be following his career as it progresses. Top towards first base foul by Parker Meadows. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. 2 balls and 1 strike. We're in the bottom of the fifth. 1-0 Mariners. Bryce Miller wheeling and dealing. But not a whole lot of offense here today. Only 1 hit apiece for the Tigers and the Mariners. Captain Oreo in the building. What's good? Let's go Mariners. You haven't missed a whole lot, my guy. We're just trying to prevent the sweep. And we ended up having 4 straight walks. And that ended up getting us our first run. And other than that, it's been very bleak. But again, Bryce is pitching awesome. And hopefully we can find a little bit of insurance and a little bit more offense before the game ends. And obviously, things might open up once both pitchers go out. Miller and Maeda. Meadows. Right in between Demo and Victor Robles. Nice hit for Parker Meadows. I love his game, man. Again, I know that Kerry Carpenter is, arguably the best player and the best hitter. And again, you're going to have 2 young players in Parker Meadows and Colt Keith that are going to get better and better as the years go on. This definitely is an up-and-coming team. If you could ever get Spencer Torkelson back on board, out of AAA and playing well and adding a few more pieces, this team could be dangerous in the near future. Next up, third baseman Andy Ibanez. No relation to Raul, I believe. Now, I had a purebred Samoyed when I was a kid, and it used to pull me in a sled, when I was very little, and it lived a long life, before, we had to end up putting it down when it got, sick. But I feel like, especially, relationships, depending on if you're married or you're single or boyfriend or girlfriend, we all go through different times in life popped up. And I feel sometimes, when you lack the love in a relationship or friendships or family, and you can get that unconditional love. And I put a lot of effort into my pup. I mean, I try to make her life the top 1% out of all dog owners that are out there. I mean, I'm out there with her an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, walking every day. I don't take a day off. And we've been doing that every day, that she's been able to be outside. So for the last year, since she's been with me, I got her to lose about 15 pounds. I've lost 90. And I've been exercising heavy. I've changed my diet. And it's probably the best that I feel I've felt and looked in a long, long time. Sliding into second. And Parker Meadows is safe at second. Usually Cal Raleigh will throw those guys out, but just to have that love and that companionship, and she is such an amazing piece in my life, and I couldn't imagine my life without my pup. And she's about to turn 3, which is crazy to me. But again, I put a lot of time and energy, and especially since I do this job full time, and I worked really hard to get to this point. I've been grinding for 12 years. I've been full time for 3 since year number 10, and I'm on year 12. It feels good to work really, really hard for your dreams and goals, even though I'm not at the number of subs and, views that I would like down the road. Obviously, I'm going to be shooting for, 50,000, 100,000 subs and 10 million plus views. Popped up, and he is out. Luke Raley with the out. But to be able to do this journey and dream with a pup, it definitely changed my life forever. Samoan, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, and I make sure that, she's eating blueberries and strawberries, and watermelon. I don't give her any like junky cookies. We got the high-end food with the little lamb bits. And, I don't know, one day when I can afford it, maybe like the farmer's dog where they have like that real food that's prepackaged, but I can't afford something like that, at this point. But I try to spend, every single minute that I have with her, other than when I'm on stream. But sometimes she'll be in here with me because she just wants to hang out and whatnot. But I think that when you have depression and you have anxiety, or if you have addiction, or all three, sometimes a pup or a kitten can be cute, but a lot of times after it gets into the adult phase, the owners don't love the pet the same type of way. And for Paisley, she's not a pet, she's family to me. It's like I'm the dog father. I don't got any kids of my own, so pretty much she's my daughter, and I treat her that way. And it's definitely been, probably, if I'm being honest, out of all the years that I've lived, last year, until this point tomorrow, when she turns 3, from her year 2 to year 3, might have been the best year of my life. It's been very, very good. So, if you end up having a cat or a dog, make sure you're giving it that proper love and attention, not only with walks, but with, playing with it, giving it attention, and making sure that it feels loved. Dogs are a blessing, and again, not everyone deserves to own one. There's a lot of bad owners of dogs that are out there. And make sure you're putting out that effort to be a good dog owner. They are a blessing from the gods. All right, let's go to the top of the 6. See who's up here for the Mariners. Yeah, and maybe, down the road, if my, support on the channel is better, since, this is my full-time job and I don't have any other jobs that I'm doing besides this one. But I used to work 2 to 3 jobs to get to this point. So, but if the, obviously support gets better, maybe the farmer's dog will be something I can do for her at some point. Top of the 6, 1-0 Mariners. Maeda still on the mound, wheeling and dealing. Next up, Luke Raley. Check swing, did he go? He did not. 1 ball and 1 strike. Maeda has done a great job, even though he might have gotten demoted into the bullpen, but much better than the starter. And he's kept, obviously, the Tigers in the game with his pitching here today. He's looking like a starter today. Might have got demoted early on and looked like shit, but at least against the Mariners, number 1 strikeout team, obviously lowest batting average in baseball, he's holding his own. which most pitchers should. If you're going against the number one strikeout team and the team that's got the lowest batting average out of 30 teams, even average or bad pitchers look like a Cy Young against the Mariners. Top of the sixth, 1-0 Mariners. 1-2 count to Luke Rayleigh. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Nice punch out by Maeda. Next up, DHing for the Mariners, Justin Turner. Fourth K for Maeda. And we're not haters here. We'll make sure we give the proper love and appreciation even to the opposing pitcher or opposing team. You're not going to see that on any other stream on YouTube, I'll tell you that. Let's go, Justin. First pitch right down the middle to Turner, 0-1 count. That one chop foul, behind in the count 0-2. I obviously started the channel a long time ago. I started with like reaction videos for like NFL, but then also did, soccer and rugby and a bunch of different sports for reaction videos. Then it ended up being live play-by-play for big strikeout for Turner there. Nice job by Maeda. But then I did NFL play-by-play, college football play-by-play. I've done NBA, MLB, NHL, NASCAR. So I feel like with me, as far as baseball is concerned, I like the older voices, like the grandpas, like the Vince Scullys, the Dave Niehouses, the Harry Careys. I like the older grandpa voices back when Keith Jackson did Pac-10 football, here in the Pacific Northwest for his type of voice. But as far as like guys now, Little Dribbler, Throw to First by Dominic Canzone, and then the Tigers get out of the top of the inning with Maeda. But, now it's like you got Jim Nantz. He's probably the best play-by-play on the NFL side. Romo is one of the best color guys. I think Tom Brady is going to be better than Romo on the NFC side. He's going to make his debut on Fox, and I think he's going to be amazing. Again, he's a really intelligent guy, and again, I think he's going to be able to have a lot of ESP moments where he's going to be able to break down coverages and predict plays before they happen. But I would say the only inspiration that I have, and I don't really have any inspirations on the baseball side or the basketball side or the hockey side. I would say Madden and Summerall. Obviously, I loved listening to them growing up as a kid as well, the OG grandpa voices in sports. But I would say the number one inspiration for me, to be authentic, genuine, and not to be like anybody else, I would probably say Gus Johnson. If you listen to Gus, he used to do things with Charles Davis as color for like college football, basketball, NFL. And then obviously you normally know him now with college football and college basketball. They should incorporate him into football because to me, he gives the most energy and it's authentic energy. He doesn't scream and yell to get an audience and say, hey, look at me. He does it based off the passion of the game and it's authentic. It's natural. And I think Gus and obviously Joel Klatt, you'll see them paired up and they'll end up doing some games, on Fox in the morning and whatnot. But I think that's really the only person that I feel that inspires me, to be the true self of me and not to copy anybody else. I don't watch anybody else. I don't steal anybody else's material. I try to come up with custom catchphrases and nicknames on my own. I do a lot of reading. A lot of people don't realize, what goes on behind the scenes to be an expert on all teams in the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, college football type of scene. But I usually do about 4 to 6 hours of reading every day. I do a lot of film study as well. So that way that when we end up doing these, that I'm very familiar. Because obviously if you're on, social media, on Twitch or on YouTube, and you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to get fucking roasted. So obviously, I have an obligation not only to myself, but to the fans and to bring, a stream where there's no bias. We appreciate greatness, whether it's on our team or the visiting team. And we want to make sure we're acknowledging that greatness. And I feel that on podcasts and TV and as well as streamers nowadays, a lot of people are fake. And there's a lot of fake people that like watching other fake people. But again, I won't stoop to those type of lows and be someone that I'm not. I'm always going to be my authentic self. But I would say Gus Johnson is really the only person that has inspired me. Based off his energy because even though I'm 42, I might not look like it. I'm always going to have the energy of a college kid, of someone 18 to 22 that's hungry for their dreams. And then I obviously, have the mind of maybe someone older than 42 because I like to be able to pick up things from people that are younger than me, my age, and as well as listening to people that are older and more wise than me to be able to tell me how it was when they were younger. People that are 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And we have people as young as 10 watching the channel as well as old as 90. So you can get a wide range. Half of the fan base is under 40. Half of the fan base is over 40. I think the last time I checked, I think 70% of the channel was 45 and under, and then over 45 was 30%, but it's been 50-50 at one point as well. So a nice kind of quality of range of people of, black, white, Asian, Latino, male, female, gay, straight, it doesn't matter. Sports is what brings people together, and I'm always going to make sure I incorporate, the importance of mental health and pets, cats, and dogs in your life, especially if you've gone through addiction, depression, anxiety. Sports brings people together. There's a lot of trolls and a lot of haters. We understand that. But sports is one of those things like food that brings people together, and that's obviously my mission, to be able to help as many people as I can before I die and leave a good legacy behind my name as well. Bottom of the sixth, 1-0 Mariners, pitches inside. 3-2 count to Javier Baez. Storm Bum in the building. What's good? John in the building. What's good? Let's go. Anna in the building. What's good? Harwell, yeah. And I like the guys that we have in the Seattle Mariner booth too. We had Niehaus as the grandpa voice, and then he obviously passed away. And, you got Sims and you got Dan Wilson. There's quite a few guys that we kind of rotate with the Mariners. We have about 4. Some are on the radio and Riz, but I like the guys. And I think that's a big part of baseball too, and sports, baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. It's one thing to watch the game, but you want to make sure you watch someone that has a good voice, and not a cringy voice. You want to listen to someone that is intelligent, someone that has a very soothing, nice voice. And whether it be a younger person or a grandpa, grandma type of voice, everyone's going to have their own vibe and style, but that's kind of my story. 3-2 pitch. Got him. But everything really started with me as a young kid. I ended up, I don't know if you've heard the story, but I met Ken Griffey Jr. when I was 7 years old, when he was a rookie, when he was 19. And when you meet Ken Griffey Jr. and get his autograph, and when you're 7 years old, it changes your life fucking forever. And if I didn't meet Ken Griffey Jr. at 7 and then meet Sandy Koufax, arguably the best left-handed pitcher of all time besides Randy Johnson and Steve Carlton, when I was 10, maybe I'm not doing this channel today. Obviously there's other things that I could have done. I'm a good gamer. I could do video games on like Twitch or YouTube. Obviously I have a passion for music and beat making. But again, there's a lot of other things that I could have dabbled in. And once this channel gets bigger, maybe I'll end up doing like a video game channel or like a beat making type of channel type of thing on top of that. But I'm nowhere near thinking about that yet. I got to focus on one main dream before I go to some of my, other things that I feel I could provide, obviously for my legacy. But, meeting those two Hall of Famers, the best pure left-handed pitcher and hitter, no steroids, no PEDs, no Balco. It definitely shaped me and changed my life forever, and I've met a few, big names, but those are the two biggest. And I really got to, shout out my dad. Ken Griffey Jr. and my dad are my hero. And if my dad didn't put that into motion, I probably wouldn't be the man that I am today. I learned a lot from my dad. My dad was a teacher for, 40 plus years. He's retired now. Even had him as a teacher when I transferred. Was the most popular teacher at the high school for like 30 years straight, at the school that he was at. Kind of a hippie, likes Grateful Dead, very, low key, very likable, very quiet and reserved, a little opposite of me. But, I owe everything to my dad and my family too. Nice K there. By Bryce Miller. Let's go, baby. Nice job, Bryce. Next up is Kerry Carpenter. Career best 10 Ks for Bryce Miller. Carpenter popped up, and the wind brings that one down. I was about to get scared there. I was like, uh-oh, Carey with a homer. Luckily, the wind pushed that down. What a career day for Bryce Miller today. 1-0 Mariners. Nice job, Bryce. Fucking 10 Ks. And he's done that like 2 to 3 times. But if he can get one more, that'll break the record, obviously, for his personal best. Not what I think a lot of people anticipated in this rubber match. And I think maybe Tiger fans, thought that they would get the sweep pretty easily. Mariner fans were a little bit nervous going in. I don't think anyone anticipated 1-0 Mariners with 1 hit by Seattle, 2 hits by Detroit. But I guess we'll take it. But we'll see how things go. Hey, it brought us together. That's damn true. That and Chase Elliott. And I appreciate that. Goog in the building. What's good? Yeah. Well, instead of points, it would be runs. I would hope so. I'm hoping we end up getting a few more runs and a few more hits before the game is over. The thing is, I always am down to be able to do like collabs and whatnot, but I feel that once you end up hitting over 10,000 subs or 20,000 subs, which is only like 1 to 2% of YouTube channels in total, there's a lot of egos involved. And then certain people that have less or more, may work with you and may not because they have egos and whatnot. And, it's hard to be able to find people that are genuine, honest people, because a lot of people, they try to act like they're a good person, like on stream. But in reality, a lot of them, are only care about, just the likes and the subs and the views and the donos, and that is it. And they don't really give a shit about anybody in the room. They can pretend and act and be a good actor and actress, but as long as the money is coming in, that's really all that matters, and that's sad. But, at least here, we want to be able to try to make a difference for people in the mental health. And, of course, I want to be able to make a living doing this. I don't want to be poor and homeless, so it's not like likes, subs, donos, and shares don't fucking matter. They fucking do, But, again, I think, the priorities of some streamers are different than others. And I've always been a type of person to help, people that are less fortunate than me. But, again, it's hard to be able to find people that you can have a similar type of personality where you can vibe to do collabs, And there's been a few opportunities where people have backed out, because what happens is that if you end up having mods, on the channel who, handle the channel while a person is streaming, sometimes when people end up collabing and they end up having, mods on the channel and they see how awesome this other channel is, sometimes those mods will leave the original channel. And if they're donating heavy to one channel and they leave to go to another, then there's a lot of resentment, towards that collaboration, because, you want to be able to grow, you want to be able to get more views, but sometimes you end up losing, key pieces to your channel to another channel. Not necessarily my channel, but other channels have had mods that have come to my channel, like based off raids. And then I ended up getting that person as a mod for my channel, and they started donating to me. And then they ended up getting butthurt about it and kind of held a grudge against me. But it's out of my control. If someone likes my channel and they want to donate to you and they want to donate to me, that's not my fault. That I got a good channel as well as you, but again, there's a lot of competition on YouTube, a lot of haters, a lot of ego, and I'm always willing to help people out, but it is hard to find people that you feel that you're on the same wavelength with, that have the same values that as you do, but I'm always up to do a collab, and it doesn't have to be someone that has the same amount of subs or more subs than me. But again, it's kind of hard to find those type of people. And sometimes, when you end up grinding it out, people like being able to do, their stream. And I used to do the channel with a partner. So it's not like I, have only done the channel by myself, but that person quit and thought that they could do better than me. And, it is what it is. So 2-2 pitch into the dirt, 3 balls and 2 strikes with a base stolen by Demo. I mean, you got to understand, I sacrificed a Michael Jordan rookie card worth 30 grand for my dream. Most people would not do that. You know, I could have hung on to that, and once he ends up passing away, that card will be worth over 100 grand. So if I didn't have any dreams or goals, that could have been a down payment on a house, a car, a business, you know. So, you know, there's a lot of things about my story that are different than a lot of other YouTubers and whatnot. And, you know, and if you start comparing yourself to other YouTubers, you know, you're going to make yourself go crazy. So you have to be able to just, you know, go in your own lane. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. And you just got to focus on yourself and the people that you have that are supporting you. And then as long as you're consistent and you have a good product and you have talent and you're resilient, eventually you're going to be able to hit your goals. So now we're over 20,000 subs. We're over 4 million views. You know, I put out, you know, over 1,700 live streams and videos since 2017. You know, my next goal is 5 million views. Eventually, I want to get to 10 million overall, and then go from 20,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 before I die. So I'm going to be grinding. Parker Meadows is there, 2 away. Two away. Okay, Victor. Next up, second baseman Jorge Polanco. Nice job by Kenta Maeda. I'll give him a clap. He did actually a phenomenal, much better than I anticipated. I figured he would be pretty good, better than the starting pitcher, but I didn't anticipate it being like this, so low scoring. He did a great job, just like Bryce. Nice job, Kenta. I don't know, and I feel with a lot of like Mariner content creators, I feel like 90 to 95% of them are overly negative. We already know we're the number one strikeout team. We already know we got the lowest batting average. And it's like, we didn't make the playoffs for 20 plus years, but a lot of these people that are on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform that they're putting their content on, TikTok, you know, it's just negative. And I don't want to be around negative people. You know, it's like we already have enough people that we have to go through our daily lives, you know, either driving or family or friends or at work that we have to deal with, you know, and the last thing I want to deal with is another negative person, you know, trying to bring the vibes down. I'm trying to bring the vibes up and, you know, trying to be optimistic about things, even when things are shitty. You know, again, it's all how you react to life, right? You know, when you have a bad thing happen to you, you can overreact and act a fool, you know, and you can end up drinking or, you know, damaging things. And at the end of the day, that doesn't solve anything, you know, but if you can acknowledge the bad thing that happened and have the mindset that, oh, I got a flat tire, but it could have been 2, it could have been 3, I could have had someone slash all 4. And if you have that type of mindset, you can get through life a lot easier and you can get through any tough situation. Always knowing that whatever bad thing happened, it can always fucking be worse. But, you know, hopefully one day, you know, we can end up having some quality collabs in the future. Because I would obviously love to be able to get more eyeballs on the channel. But again, for the time being, I'm just going to have to grind. Top of the 7th, 1-0 Seattle. Next up is Jorge Polanco. Don't worry, Britt. I don't got no crazy ex-girlfriends that would do that. Except back in the day, I think I had one that actually did do that to me. You know, it was never proven, but I think I had one tire that was slashed, and I'm pretty sure it was the ex, but that was from like long time ago. You know, more than 15, 20 years ago. But I think that's the only time something like that I think happened. Big swing and a miss from Polo. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I appreciate that, Mulberry. All right, Captain. We're going to get this win, Bubba. Alvin in the building. What's good? Try dance up, baby. 1-2 pitch. Polo chops that one foul. Count remains 1-2. Come on, Polo. Top of the seventh, 1-0 Seattle, runner at second. Polo on a 1-2 pitch. Routine play to left field. And it stays 1-0. Crazy. This would be, yesterday's loss was heartbreaking when we had the 2-0 lead with Brian Wu. If we end up losing this fucking game 2-1, it might make me cry. I can't have another fucking loss like we did yesterday. And knowing the Tigers, even though they have a C-D lineup, this is like their rubber match lineup. It's not their strongest lineup whatsoever. With the hitters that they have, anything is possible, especially against our bullpen. Once Miller goes out, that might be when you guys take over the game, and that kind of makes me worried. So we'll see what we get. And I don't think we're going to see Andres Munoz today, so cross your fingers that we can end up competing as the game winds down. Let's go to the bottom of the seventh, 1-0 Seattle. Let's see who's up next for the Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 2 with a K, second baseman Colt Keith. Batting second, 0 for 2 with a K, catcher Dylan Dingler. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a K, first baseman Bly Madris. Let's go Mariners. But I think really the best thing about this particular channel, is talking about life and mental health and, all the other things that are going on. But you get the most variety here. I'll do reaction videos with highlights with the NFL and college football. And we do live streams for NFL, college football, MLB, NBA, NHL, and even once in a while, I did NASCAR for a couple years. So I feel that we have the most variety. And there's a lot of streamers out there that can only do one thing, like their favorite football team, and that's it. Or, their favorite hockey team, and that's it. So to be able to have that flexibility and the knowledge to pretty much do anything on any given day, that's really what gives us an advantage over every other channel. But also, too, I did phone sales for 20 years for high-end companies right out of the gates when I was 17. So to do, phone sales for some of the biggest companies, and calling people in New York and Boston where some of the rudest people live, and to be able to call business owners there to set them up with, phone, internet, TV for their business, and a lot of other jobs that I've had that have been very cutthroat. You have to be very, very skilled to be very good on phone sales. Again, face-to-face is difficult as well, but phone sales is harder because they can't see what you look like. So everything is based on your vibe, your aura, and obviously your tone. So, and that definitely gave me an advantage here on YouTube over every other streamer, since I'm very comfortable on the mic, since I was able to talk to people of all ages and races for many, many years on the phone. Pitch chopped away, foul, behind in the count, 0-2. Let's go, Bryce. In the box for the Tigers is Colt Keith. Pitches low at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're at 5:95 to go on the Dono goal. I haven't checked the likes here in a minute. Hopefully we're at least at 30. We've had quite a bit of time that has passed. Where are we at? We're at 30. There we go. We hit 30. Next goal will be 40, and that'll be the last goal of the night. We need 9 more. We just got another like. We're at 31. We need 9 more to get to 40, and that'll be the final goal of the afternoon. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. 9 more to hit the goal before the game ends. We got 3 innings to get 9. That one chopped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Miller can pitch the whole game, but they won't let him because Scott Service always pulls guys. He'll never let a guy try to have a complete game or a career game. It's, he just doesn't do it. And that's why he's not one of the best managers in baseball. He's a top 15 manager out of 30. We definitely could use someone that is better on, making those decisions. His problem is popped up to right field, the Canzone, 1 away. Down goes Colt Keith. But he keeps pitchers in too long. He pulls them too early. He puts in the wrong pinch hitter or pinch runner. Every once in a while, he'll make a smart move. But for every 1 good move that Service makes, he makes 3 bad ones. And obviously Stanton and Dipoto as owner and GM are terrible as well. So I feel like most Mariner fans would love to get rid of all three. Get rid of the ownership and get someone that actually will pay money like the Dodgers and invest in the Mariners. Dipoto obviously is terrible as a GM. We don't like him. And obviously Service and Dipoto, most people would love to give them the boot. But again, sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side. And knowing the Mariners, if we can't get rid of the owner, Stanton, but getting rid of Dipoto and Service, knowing the Mariners' luck, if we fired both of them, we would probably get two guys that are fucking worse. Just knowing our luck, not better. Popped up. Arasarena is there. 2 away. Now, hopefully Cal will be able to be a hero late in the game, but it's been a rough one here. Down goes Colt Keith. Down goes Dingler. Flied out to left. Next up for the Tigers, first baseman Bly Madris. Motor City Mayhem. Our bullpen is the weakest thing about our team. So, we got Bryce out there. We probably would actually have a better chance of winning this game if Bryce went all the way, honestly, even if he got tired. But I know that's not going to happen. Or if he could at least go, another inning or two and then have like Munoz close it out. Then maybe we would be able to get the win. But our bullpen stinks. We don't have a good one at all. Starting pitching is great. Top 2, top 3, but bullpen is stinky bad. Popped up. There we go, Bryce. Bryce, 7 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, no walks, 9 Ks. Let's go. I thought he had 10. Let me refresh. Let's see if that stat is wrong. Once everything gets refreshed there. End of the 7th, that shows 9 Ks. He's at 90 pitches. So technically he could go one more inning and go to the 8th and go 100 to 102. They have Faedo, Maeda, and Miller. So 3 pitchers to 1. But it's 1 hit for the Mariners, 2 hits for the Tigers. And again, we don't want to get swept. And game 1 with Skubal was an embarrassment. We got blasted 15-1. Yesterday, Brian Wu pitched magnificent, and we should have won the game. We were up 2-0, but then we brought in Jimmy Garcia, and he gave up a homer to tie it, Kerry Carpenter. And then they had Akil Baddoo with the winning RBI, and we lost 3-2 and 10, but we should have won yesterday. But it shows you if your bullpen stinks, you can have an amazing 6, 7, 8 innings with a pitcher, right? And then all of a sudden the bullpen guys come in and they fuck it all up, and that's just the most heartbreaking shit of anything. And I'm hoping one day the Mariners will invest big money on a 6th inning pitcher. Big money on a 7th inning pitcher. We already got Andres Munoz for like the 8th and the 9th. And obviously we normally have Matt Brash, but he's been hurt all year. And we let Sewald go. But why don't teams pay big money for like the best bullpen guys? I get it paying, starting pitchers, but why can't we get into making it the norm of paying big money for a guy pitching in the 6th or pitching in the 7th, like a specialist? I wouldn't mind paying big money to guys that can pitch 1 inning, the 6th and the 7th, instead of paying a positional player and having that guy shit the bed like Mitch Garver. So no, Bryce Miller isn't out, but they're congratulating him right now. But I feel as it's a pitching league now. We only have like 10 or 12 guys that are batting over 300 in the league. No shifting, pitch calm. Things have changed. It's a lot harder to get hits, and it's a pitching, type of game that is being dominated by starting pitching. But, you can always improve in the bullpen. And, I know if I was running the Mariners, you could just grab a couple more starters that are good and then move 2 of them to be the 6th and 7th inning pitcher. That's what you do, and you reward them by paying them good money. I would definitely do that instead of just trying to get another DH or another starting pitcher that may never play, or another guy that is a positional player that might play or might not. Let's invest our money where we have a weakness, and that is definitely the bullpen. Because the guys that we have right now fucking stink. Yeah, hopefully Andres Munoz gets a chance to get in there and get the save. Randy Arasarena on a 1-2 count. Count remains 1-2. Come on, Mariners. And again, we have a terrible record when we score 1 to 3 runs. It's like 4 wins and 40-plus losses. The magic number for the Mariners is always going to be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. You hit that number with this pitching staff, we're going to win 95% of the time. But when we don't get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, it seems like we lose 95% of the time, regardless of how good the pitching is that day. And that is sad as shit. Let's go, Randy. Rosarina. 2-2 count. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Randy. Struck out swinging, 1 away. And here's the time where normally Cal Raleigh comes up big with a big play. It's usually in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning and in extras, right? He's the best clutch hitter late in games for the Mariners. He's the MVP. He brings that electricity. Who is it? The guy with the best nickname in sports, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Let's go, baby. We need you. First pitch to Cal Raleigh is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Let's go, Big Dumper. I mean, I got the vintage Ken Griffey Jr. jersey on. I switched up the bandana. You know, something had to change after that losing streak. Let's go, baby. Two-0 count to Big Dumper. Big swing and a miss. 2-1 count. 7 more likes. 6 more likes to get to 40. We're at 34. Thank you, guys. We need 6 more to hit the goal for the night. And that's all we need. 6 more likes to get to 40 by the end of the game. And we got 2 innings to do it. Let's go. And we're at 5. 95 to go to hit the dono goal. Top of the 8th, 1-0 Mariners. 3-1 count to Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Second best count you could ask for him to go yard besides a 3-0 count. Come on, Big Dumper. Let's go. I mean, even though the home run would only make it 2-0, it's a lot better than 1-0. We need a little bit more insurance. Big Dumper and the big unit. Yep. Now, we were blessed to have Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Edgar Martinez, Ichiro, and now Cal Raleigh and Julio, as well as George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, and a few others. 3-2 pitch, the Big Dumper. Big Dumper fouls that one off. Nice souvenir for a fan. 3-2 count. Popped up. Fuck, and it stayed in play. 2 away. We could really use a Randy Johnson now, let me tell you. Big unit, baby. Big unit to Big Dumper. Next up, first baseman, Luke Raley. Come on, Luke. Luke Newcomb. Luke Raley. Nuke Raley. Let's go. Come on, Luke. Yeah, so is Ken Griffey Jr. I follow all the former Mariners and what they're doing, obviously, after baseball. Randy is a damn good photographer, too. So is Ken Griffey Jr. You know, Randy will do baseball games, football games. He'll do concerts. You know, he's actually made a pretty good reputation for himself, Randy and Ken Griffey Jr. as professional photographers. And you'll see Griffey wandering around many places, all-star games, you know, different venues, not just the Mariners. You know, he's out and about. 1-0 pitch to Luke Raley. Now, that was Randy's love when he was at USC before he ended up going to the Montreal Expos, and then the Mariners picked him up and then had him, and then we had him for a little bit. Then he went to the Diamondbacks, and then, you know, obviously the Yankees, and had his run. But obviously his best days were when he was a Mariner, and then the most significant moments were obviously on the Diamondbacks, where he ended up having the best strikeout years, the best ERA, and ended up winning a World Series with the Diamondbacks in 2001, I believe, with Kurt Schilling. Popped up. Oh, really? Cameraman for the Tigers? That's cool. Popped up. And another quiet inning for the Mariners. 1-0 lead still for the Mariners. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. See who's up for the Tigers here. I don't think anybody anticipated it being like this, but, it's nice to see a pitching duel, but we might get this tomorrow as well. I mean, we got Logan Gilbert and Paul Skeens. That's going to be the best matchup of the year besides the George Kirby Scooball matchup. But in that matchup, the Tigers beat our ass twice. Scooball is the best pitcher in baseball, not named Chris Sale or Paul Skeens. So we're going against a very tough Pittsburgh team with Skeens on the mound. Obviously, when Skeens isn't on the mound, Pittsburgh isn't as good. But when he's on the mound, you can tell every fucking player plays that much harder for him. So it's going to be a big challenge. I anticipate us losing tomorrow, but hopefully we can end up, showing up and at least keeping it competitive. And who knows, maybe we end up having one of those off games for Skeens and we end up beating him. Not likely, but it is possible. Next up, 1 for 2 with a K, center fielder, one of my favorites on the Tigers, Parker Meadows. Batting second, third baseman, Andy Ibanez. And batting third, right fielder, the hero from last night, and extras in the 10th, Akil Badu. No relation to Erica. Let's go. All right, we're getting very close. 6 more likes, 5 more likes to get to 40. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. It'll really help out our algorithm and the metrics. All right, Bryce Miller's day is done. And now we're bringing in the pitcher that gave up the big home run yesterday to Kerry Carpenter, Jimmy Garcia. I don't know if I like that. I mean, he's probably our best guy other than Andres Munoz, but golly. He blew the game for us yesterday. All right, Jimmy Garcia, you better not fuck this game up again. If you end up giving up a couple home runs, that's the end of you. But at least Kerry Carpenter isn't up right now. If he was up right now, I would be shaking in the boots. Just because Carpenter hasn't gone yard yet doesn't mean he can't. Same thing with Parker Meadows. He could definitely do some damage. Pitches outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. I mean, it's not like back in the day when I was watching as a kid in, the 80s and 90s where you had pitchers go all the way. That was a common thing. Like Nolan Ryan going from the first inning all the way to the 9th. No, mid-relievers, no closer. Nolan Ryan was a starter. Nolan Ryan was the mid-reliever. Nolan Ryan was the fucking closer. But again, and it's crazy that he never had Tommy John. Like, how do you pitch 4 decades from 68 to 93, play from many, many teams, the Mets, and then going to, the Angels, the Astros, and the Rangers, and you never have a significant injury? I truly believe he's got to be an alien of some kind because, 5,000 Ks is never going to be broken, and the game has definitely changed. 3-2 pitch. It's like almost unbelievable when you see someone, pitch a full game nowadays. It's so rare. Oh, Jimmy Garcia with a fucking walk right out of the gates. God damn it. All right, Zach McKinstry coming in the game for Andy Ibanez. McKinstry. Big swing. That one goes foul. Minding the count 0-1. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Seattle. Runner at first, no outs. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Mariners. 0 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Tigers. It's been very bleak. It's been a pitching duel. Pitch is low and in the zone, out of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike for Jimmy Garcia. Come on, Jimmy. Make up for yesterday. Pitch in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zach McKinstry. One-two pitch. Chop foul. Still behind in the count 1-2. Be great to get a double play here. And we haven't been able to say that all game because that, opportunity hasn't actually happened. There hasn't been enough hits for a double play. We have 3 hits total. Throw to second. And he's safe. No, Cal isn't going to be able to get back up in the order. Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Seattle. Runner at second with a 2-2 count. McKinstry popped up. Should be a routine play here for the Mariners. Demo is there. 1 away. Next up, right fielder Akil Baddoo. Game-winning RBI in the 10th yesterday to be the hero. Baddoo, little dribbler, throw to first, 2 away. Next up, shortstop Javier Baez. One of the only individuals that's gotten a hit today. All right, Andres Munoz coming in. It's go time, baby. 4-out save. Let's get it in here and let's get it done. Let's go, baby. I like this move. Again, Jimmy Garcia fucked it up for us yesterday. Could have won the game. And again, he seems like a little shaky. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, even though he might be our second best option out of all the guys. So to bring in Andres Munoz, our best, obviously bullpen guy and closer, all-star, he's been able to get quite a few, saves in the 9th inning, but he has been able to get some 4-out saves and 5-out saves even, and coming in the 8th and the 9th. So I like the move. We got 2 outs, a runner at third. You don't want to have them tie the game up or take the lead. And again, it's not for sure that he's going to come out of this inning clean, but I think we trust our all-star more than anybody else, considering he's really the only reliable piece we have in the bullpen. Trent Thornton, unreliable. Taylor Sauciado, unreliable. Austin Voth, unreliable. And then you can go down the list of everyone being unreliable. So this is the guy. If we're going to end up winning this game, it's going to be because of him. Let's go, baby. Trident's up. One of the top 5 closers in baseball, Andres Munoz. And we're going to do mad photos of Andres, at least 4. I need this dub, man. We cannot get swept. And we've been very good about preventing sweeps, even if we've gotten our ass kicked in the first 2 games. But losing these games to like the Angels and the Tigers are really hurting us. And we're slowly going backwards in the standings, which is not good. Go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. We're in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs, runner at 3rd. We're trying to get a 4-out save here with Andres Munoz. We're at 35 likes. We got 46 in the room. We got at least 11 or 12 that haven't smashed the like button. If we can get a third of those people, we're going to hit the goal for the stream. We only need 4 more. Thank you. Appreciate you. We're at 36 now. We need 4 more, and then we hit the goal for the stream overall. Like, sub, donate, comment, share, and we're at 5:95 to go on the dono train. First pitch from Munoz to Baez, 1-0 count. Come on, baby. Big swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Sometimes you got to win games ugly. Zay in the building, what's good? Suave in the building, what's good? Appreciate you guys smashing the like button for your boy. We got 50 in the room, so we should have no problem getting to 40. Now we're at 39. I need 1 more, and then anything above 40 will be gravy. 1 more like, and we're at the goal. Let's go. And we got a whole nother inning to get it as well. And as the game stays close, back. Gone! What a catch by that fan in the front row. 2-1 Tigers. Are you fucking kidding me? And the Mariners are about to get swept again. Fuck. Unbelievable. And Baez is one of the worst hitters on the team. He's top 5 in strikeouts in the last 5 years overall. And lo and behold, he ends up being the hero today with a 2-run blast with Parker Meadows on board. And I guess it doesn't matter if it's Jimmy Garcia or even our all-star Andres Munoz. We can't catch a break. Unfucking-believable. Unfucking-believable. And the pizza on the stick comes out. Well, we're at 40. Hopefully we can get for 50 likes now after this. Fuck. Fuck! Unbelievable. I'm not sure if people thought it was going to happen with that hitter, though. For someone to get a home run like Kerry Carpenter, fine, but not the guy that's the worst player on the team, arguably. The guy that has top 5 strikeouts of any player in MLB baseball in the last 5 years. He's top 5 in strikeouts. So for him to be able to be a hero today after magnificent pitching, it's terrible. And he's got 2 out of the 3 hits that the Tigers have total. I mean, go figure. It's not something that's going to happen that often where he ends up being the hero. But I guess that's how it goes being a Seattle Mariner fan. We go through a lot of goddamn misery, and we beat the teams sometimes that we should. And sometimes we, lose teams, the teams that, most people think, oh, we should be able to beat this team, but no win is guaranteed in baseball. You can play a bottom feeder team like the Chicago White Sox, and nothing is guaranteed. 2-2 pitch. And based on that home run and then the momentum, I would have to say we have a 99.999999% chance to lose. There's no way that we're going to be able to get a run or 2 in the 9th after that happens. And against Munoz, there might be a lucky play that happens where we can tie it up, right? But realistically, not going to happen. When you end up having your all-star closer give up a 2-run blast, after it's been low scoring, and like what I said, when the Mariners score 1 to 3 runs, we have like 4 wins and 40 plus losses. So we have to get to 4 to make sure that we have that support at the end of the game, because you never know what's going to happen after our starter goes out. After our starter goes out, the bullpen fucking stinks. And it's just rare. Munoz obviously will blow some saves from time to time, but he's the most reliable option that we got. It's not like Taylor Saucedo ended up giving up that home run, but I guess it's the story of being a Mariner fan. It's not easy. And again, if we don't make the playoffs this year and the Astros end up winning the AL West, we're going to look back to the series against the Tigers
as well as the Angels, where if we could have just got the job done, maybe we could have hit 90 to 95 wins, won the division, or got the wild card. But if we keep playing like this, we're going to miss the playoffs, and that's a damn shame. We had a kind of a slow start, then we got a little bit hot. Then we got some injuries with Julio and JP. Then we got Victor Robles, Randy Arozarena, and Justin Turner. Then the vibes went up again. And then now the vibes are kind of going down. So, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. That's what I was saying, MSU. And, like I said, I do my research. I'm not a fucking idiot. I know the players. Every time I go into a matchup, I'm not going to be just talking out of my ass about the other team. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of film study. I understand, where these guys are at. I follow the league as a whole, and I try to treat every team as my own, not only on the NFL side, but obviously on the MLB side as well. And the most unexpected fucking hero, the guy that's the worst player arguably it would be like if Mitch Garver did that to you guys. He's our worst player, and if he came out there with 2 hits and a home run late, it would have been very, very unexpected. But I guess that's how the cookie crumbles, man. I mean, there still is a very small percentage that we could tie it up or maybe win 3-2 in extras. But again, a lot of times when a bad thing happens like that, it's too much to overcome as far as momentum and Uncle Mo is concerned. Uncle Mo is a fucking killer. That momentum can last, one extra inning, a couple innings. In football, it can last a couple plays. It can last a quarter. It can last a game, and it can carry over to the next game. So, and then we got fucking Logan Gilbert versus Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh tomorrow. We needed this win to prevent the sweep. We already got a hard matchup. We've had Scooball twice in the last fucking week getting obliterated. The last thing that we needed is a fucking sweep here. And then we're going to have Skeens tomorrow in Pittsburgh, not in Seattle. So it might get fucking ugly tomorrow. And I'm a fan of Skeens and whatnot, but fuck, man, it's going to be tough. At least we got Logan Gilbert on our side, but I don't know what to expect for tomorrow. 2-1 pitch to JT. Justin Turner chops that one foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're going to need a goddamn miracle. All right, what do you think, Chris? Can we do this? Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. Baez. Yeah, I know. Maybe tomorrow. Joe Dirt approved. Top of the 9th, 2-1 Tigers, 2-2 count from Foley to Turner. Pitches outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I mean, really the only way we're going to get back into this if we get walks or a hit by a pitch. And if we can get a couple walks or a hit by a pitch, and then one lucky son of a bitch can get a hit, maybe we can tie it 2-2. But I highly doubt that we end up taking the lead as it goes to the bottom of the 9th. That would be shocking to me. But again, I've seen crazier shit happen in sports, so. Yeah, I don't mind Livy Dunn. I like Livy. She's a great athlete. And again, if they show the camera on her, it's not like shoving it down our throats with Travis Kelce and fucking Taylor Swift, where they're showing her every fucking goddamn 30 seconds. Turner. Popped up. 1 away. I feel like with the baseball girlfriends and the baseball wives, it's like with Justin Verlander's wifey as well. You could be a model, you could be a gymnast, but it's like, they might show them. But, again, the Taylor Swift thing is, they're just trying to get the followers that she has to join the NFL so they can make money off of those fans. It's all business. It's all about followers and subscribers and making money to get those people to buy those Travis Kelce jerseys for the Chiefs. Top of the 9th, 2-1 Tigers. Nobody on board, 1 away. Next up is Dominic Canzone. 0-1 pitch to Canzone from Foley. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's all good, bro. Don't be sorry for my team. We got a better record than y'all. So we have a chance to actually make the playoffs. And if we're being real, you guys won't. So don't feel sorry for us. You guys have gotten better as of late, and you're only a few games behind 500 on the record scale. But again, we got a better pitching staff than you guys, and it's just unfortunate that we strike out the most and we got the lowest batting average, and sometimes we shit the bed. So there is no pity party for us, okay? You know, we still might be able to win the division. We might make the wild card. We might miss the playoffs, but no pity party from us here. You know, we're mentally strong here. You know, we went 20 years without making the playoffs. Not a lot of fan bases could endure that. Big strikeout to Foley to Canzone 2 away, and now they're one batter away from getting the sweep on the Mariners. Next up, shortstop, Demo Dylan Moore. But sometimes that's all you need is that grittiness. You know, you don't need necessarily the best players. You just need to have players that play for each other, you know. It also helps if you actually have a decent bullpen, you know. And again, we've lost more games with our bullpen than almost any team in baseball. It's tough. Demo, little ground ball, throw to first, and that is the game. Get the brooms. Everyone can turn into Harry Potter in their kitchen as they sweep the Mariners up like dust. Final score, Tigers 2, Mariners 1. GG to all of the Tiger fans. And if you are new to the channel and got a chance to watch, obviously in the previous series or this series, welcome. Like I said, I love being able to interact with fans. And again, most streamers are going to shit on the other team and on the other fan base and the other players. We will always acknowledge greatness wherever it's at. And it started off with a big 15-1 win with Skubal in game number 1. Then you guys ended up ripping our hearts out with Akil Badu, as well as Kerry Carpenter with a late home run, and you guys won 3-2 and 10. And then you guys rip our hearts out again and waste the effort out of Brian Wu and Bryce Miller, both pitching, you know, the games of their lives, and we end up losing this one 2-1. Congrats to all the Tiger fans, and hopefully you guys can start some momentum after beating the brakes off of the Mariners, and maybe you guys can get closer to 500. And then by the end of the season, hopefully you guys will be above 500. So hopefully things will go good for you guys, and I got to be able to spend some time with my pup, go for a walk. Her birthday is tomorrow, and we got a great matchup tomorrow at 3:30 Pacific. We got the Seattle Mariners going to Pittsburgh against Paul Skeens. All-star versus all-star. Probably will lose, but I'm very entertained about the idea, and hopefully you guys will be there to come hang out and chill with us tomorrow. And let's take a quick look to see where we're at on the likes. I imagine we hit the number. Where are we at? Did we get to the number? We hit 46. Nice. 4 more away to 50, but we hit over 40. Now we're at 47. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. 3 more away from 50. Thank you so much. And congratulations with the Tigers. You did something that most teams can't do. You got the brooms and you swept us. Nice job. All right, well, GG to all the Tiger fans, and again, hopefully things get better for you guys, and hopefully get better for us as well. I really enjoyed this series, except for the sweeping part, but again, we got to meet some new people like Kevin and Brandy. MSU has been a part of this channel for a little bit as well, and I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.